All right, babes, how are you doing?
I am good. I had such a good meal yesterday. Actually, it was several meals in one day. Very good. But the biggest one, of course, was the one we had for dinner.
Because that was Thanksgiving.
Yes, and
Yeah,
today is the day after Thanksgiving, which probably means that we will be eating some very yummy leftovers.
What did you have for breakfast, if anything?
Ooh, I had a piece of pumpkin bread with a little bit of butter. One of my relatives made the pumpkin bread. I believe it's really good. I was hoping that I was going to have something pumpkin, and that I did.
That sounds
And then I had, yes, it was very good. And then I had some yogurt with nuts and berries, and I believe there was some flax seeds in there, and a nice hot cup of cocoa. It was very good.
You called me last night while watching the original Home Alone movie on TV.
Yes, I did.
And I'm wondering, what did you get into after that?
So I I skipped some of the funny violence, and I was watching Dateline NBC that was on a local channel, because sometimes they have reruns, and I was watching that. I was kind of turning back and forth, and then I didn't realize the next movie was the second one, and I like the second one. But I didn't watch it because I thought, oh well, maybe I'll watch it another time. But yeah, and you know me, I'm a sucker for Christmas movies if I like them, because I watched Christmas movies and a lot of things like that when I was a kid, and yeah, I like that stuff. But don't worry, I won't make you watch it, or at least not most of them.
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of bad Christmas movies out there.
Oh, you just don't appreciate the classics. See,
There's some great ones. A Christmas Story is excellent. You can make the argument
Story is a classic one, yes.
That the Home Alone movies are really good. It's a Wonderful Life, I do enjoy that,
yes.
Even though there's some questionable things in it. But for the most part,
about the ghosts?
No, I wasn't going to go with that. I was going to say they show all these people at the beginning of the movie praying for George Bailey, but it doesn't seem like that would be enough to inspire Clarence to be sent down to help him, in my opinion.
Okay, I honestly think you're analyzing way too much.
Some people have accused me of that before, including you.
Yes, you do analyze quite a bit. No, I really, so I told you that I grew up with a lot of Christmas classics like Frosty the Snowman, and this is like back in the 70s. Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and all the Rudolph movies, and the Santa Claus movies that were animated, the cartoon ones, not the movies. There was one I haven't seen in a really long time, and it was called Santa Claus the Movie, but it came out in the 80s, either 70s or 80s, and it's about these two kids named Cornelia and Joe. And they're
okay.
And I mean, it was a classic to me. Also because my mom used to read. I think my mom used to read the book to me, because we had a book of that with the same story in it, and I cannot remember who was in it. I think George Burns may have been in it. I think he might have been Santa Claus, but I could have been wrong about that. I have to look it up. But anyway.
Yeah, but I'm not really that into holiday movies, if we're being honest. However, that's good that you enjoy them.
Yes.
Yes. So what did you do after? Well, first of all, before we get there, what inspires you to change the channel right before the good stuff?
I don't know. I just wanted to see what else was on. And it wasn't like I didn't like what I was watching, but I thought, well, I'll watch it another time. I'll watch it another time if it's on. It probably will be on more than once. And I can get my Home Alone fix another day. It'll probably be playing on the weekend.
Well, also, it's streaming everywhere too, or at least on Disney Plus.
Yeah, right, exactly, yeah. So, you know, I could get that on the weekends. I could even get an audio descriptive version of it. I could do a number of things to watch it. So yeah, that's why I kind of changed the channel, and I was in a good mystery mood, so I thought I would see what was on Dateline NBC.
Before we move on, you told me the other day that there was a problem with the audio description of the movie.
Oh yeah, I did, and I don't know what it is, because I had it before, and I downloaded it. I downloaded it a long time ago. I don't have it anymore, but it seems like a big chunk of it was taken out, the description, because there's a part where Kevin wakes up and realizes that his family is gone, and he just goes crazy. He's jumping on the bed. He's running around. You know, he's becoming like, you know, he's a free little boy because nobody's around to, you know, to treat him like he's the nuisance of the family. And they did not put that in there. And then there was another part where he was in Buzz's room looking through all of Buzz's stuff.
At his girlfriend.
Including his ugly girlfriend. Yeah. And yep, that's what he was doing. And then in the movie, in a descriptive version of it, it fast forwards to the part where he's sitting in the living room and he's eating junk food, and he's like, "Buzz, I'm watching movies and eating I'm watching a bad movie and eating junk. You better come out and stop me," or whatever he said. And you know, he's watching a gangster movie. He's eating all this junk food and you know, and uses the movie to his advantage. It's quite funny.
Good babes. Then last night, you moved on to a mystery. Was it a good one?
Yes, it was very sad though. Very, very sad.
Oh.
Very sad.
Very good, you. Well, did you go to bed after that or what?
No, I decided to watch something else. I was kind of like flipping channels, and I was up until about 10. I went back to the room, and I had to go online because I had to take care of a bill payment, and then I had a hard time getting to sleep, but after I fell asleep, I was good. I think I went to bed like 12:30 or something, between 12 and 12:30, maybe even 1 o'clock. Not sure. Yeah.
I got very excited after I got off the phone with you last night.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Do we want to get into that? What?
Yes, we do. It's don't worry, it's G-rated, I think.
Okay, I hope so.
So, you know how I switched to an Android phone? And
yes.
You and I both use this service called Bard, which is an audio, basically it's like Audible for blind people.
Yes.
But I've been complaining to you that it has problems. And one of the things that takes me out of it is whenever you download an audiobook or magazine from Bard, the sound is very inconsistent. Like it'll sound like the person is moving back and forth away and back to the mic, right?
Really? So, I didn't even notice that.
Well, you haven't used it on Android. It doesn't do this on iOS.
Oh, I really see. Okay. Okay. So well, okay.
Yeah. So I think to myself, this can't keep going on. So I download a few magazines, and I don't know what happened, but the problem's no longer there. You know how that got me excited. I was also listening to the book version of The Queen's Gambit because I finished the show earlier this week. And by the way, the show is really, really good. And the book is very true to the show. So you should definitely download the book, and if not, watch the entire series on Netflix because they're only doing one season.
One of the books, or actually two of the books that I was thinking about reading until I can read The Faith Healers. I wanted to read Animal House. I'm sorry, not Animal House, Animal Farm, excuse me. And in 1984, the two George Orwell books.
Yes.
I wanted to read 1984 before I watched the movie because I heard the movie is really good.
I've never seen the movie.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to read the book before I watched it. So there's a couple of ideas that I have after I'm done with the Anne of Green Gables series.
I'm a big George Orwell fan, as you know, not just of those two books, but I enjoy his essays. He wrote a memoir called Down and Out in Paris that was really good. He's a really good writer. He's somebody I admire. But anyways, so I was having fun reading The Queen's Gambit. I also, yesterday I told you this, I started watching this show called Lucifer. And when we had talked last, I had only watched 2 episodes. But after we got off the phone, I watched the 3rd one. And I'm really starting to get into it. The main character's name is Lucifer Morningstar. And he's like the devil who's decided to take a vacation and go to Los Angeles. It's not the best show ever, but I'm enjoying it, right?
It's interesting because that you mentioned his last name is Morningstar, which sounds very New Age. But, and I bring this up.
Because of the vegetarian company.
No.
Go ahead.
No, I wasn't. That's not what I was saying.
Go ahead.
So in the Bible, when it talks about Lucifer, who is a fallen angel, his nickname, one of the names for him was Son of the Morning. Not Star of the Morning, but Son of the Morning.
Okay.
So I thought it was kind of interesting. Lucifer Morningstar. It sounds very... It does. It sounds like a New Age, like Native American name. I'm Lucifer Morningstar.
Yeah, it's a good show, and the guy who plays Lucifer is like this British guy. He's kind of smug. It's not a great show, but I'm enjoying it so far.
Is he kind of like... Well, now I heard some really nice things about Hugh Laurie. I heard that he's really nice in real life, but when he played House, was he kind of like that?
Different.
Yeah. Dr. House wasn't very nice. He was very, sarcastic, but he played it so well.
Yeah, I mean, I had known of Hugh Laurie before then, but because he did that show with Stephen Fry, what was it? A Bit of Fry and Laurie, back in the day.
Oh, I didn't. What is that one?
I think I shouldn't say I was a big fan of his, and I just realized saying that I know him kind of implies that I knew of his work before then, but I knew of it because a lot of people who went to my high school were into it. So I'd seen like scenes of it at people's houses, but I never really got into it myself.
A Bit of Frying what?
A Bit of Fry and Laurie.
A Bit of Fry and Laurie. Was it like a comedy show, or was it like a talk show?
I think so. I think it was like a sketch show, and he was also on Blackadder, which a lot of people liked. And that's like a medieval comedy show.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
That almost sounds like Mad Hatter.
Oh.
No, but I heard he's like super nice in real life, and one of my relatives had a friend who was like a guest, I'm sorry, not a guest, but I think they were an extra on House. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that show a lot.
Yeah, she was very good. I
Yeah.
mean, when I heard him speak on the show, there was no hint of British anything in the way that he was speaking. He just did him.
Yeah, it's like on a lot of shows, you don't hear Idris Elba's accent when he played Stringer Bell on The Wire.
Where is he from? Is he from where is he from? Do you know?
I think, and I could be wrong, I believe Idris Elba is from London, but don't quote me on that. And I'm only guessing that because he also played Luther, which is another great show.
Okay. So Tracy, we talked about Tracy Ullman. She did a couple of guest appearances on the show Ally McBeal, which I came to like more because that was one of the first shows I watched when I subscribed to Netflix. I watched all 5 seasons. It was very funny. And she's from England, as you know, but you couldn't hear a hint of English. You couldn't even hear a hint of British in her accent. It was very American, and she was very good at going back and forth.
Yeah, there's a lot of actors like that. And I believe the guy who played Jimmy McNulty on The Wire is from Ireland.
Well, I know the guy who played Miles O'Brien. You could hear a lot of the Irish accent in his voice.
Yeah, because he was a descendant. O'Brien is an Irish name, and I think his family were descendants of Irish people.
Well, no, I mean he's from. I would imagine.
No, but I mean Chief O'Brien, the character, though. So that's why it kind of made sense in the context of the show.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
anyway,
that would make sense.
Yes, I watched more of Lucifer. I listened to part of The Queen's Gambit, and I didn't go to bed until 12. But as soon as my head hit the pillow, pretty much, I was out, and I didn't wake up until around 7.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
I didn't officially. Well, let's see. I woke up twice. I woke up at 4:30 something. Because I heard somebody I heard somebody walk to the bathroom, so I woke up, and then...
You followed them in?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
And then I went back to sleep, and I got up, I checked the time, and it was 8:17, so I slept some more, and I didn't get up until about 9 something.
Wow, you slept a lot, babe.
A little bit. I mean, I had a hard time getting there last night, and I finally did. I don't even know when I went to bed, but I did. Then also I had that, I had a lot of food, and that doesn't help with sleep. Yeah. But it was worth it. It was so worth it.
Did you have any indigestion?
I did not. I did not have indigestion. No. I don't have indigestion very often, but when I do, it doesn't feel very good.
I hate it.
The last time that I had indigestion literally was the last time that we went skiing together.
Oh, that was bad.
Oh my goodness. I seriously thought I was going to throw up on the floor. I was so, and I was feeling great up until the time that I got into the van, and I'm like, could you ask me if I was okay? I'm like, I'm not feeling really good. My stomach's kind of weird.
I am very glad that you did not just throw up in the van, 1, and get vomit over me, and 2, and embarrass us.
No, I thought I was gonna vomit in the lodge, and that would have been much better if I vomited somewhere in the bathroom rather than on the floor in the middle of the lodge. It would have been really bad, but I seriously was about to do that, and Oh, I was glad I didn't. But I wasn't feeling too good, but I managed to get a good at least an hour or so in. And I got a pretty good workout, so I was very happy about that. So I just wish that I was feeling a little bit better.
It's too bad that we won't be able to go up for like another year.
Oh, it doesn't look like it. I don't know. We'll have to we'll have to find out in the next 2-3 months what it's going to look like, because I don't think ski season ends until like sometime in March, right, for us?
True, but Kate Brown, our governor, gave a press conference earlier this week, and from what I could tell, I don't think we're going to be out of this by mid-March.
Oh, this just cannot go on. I mean, you have to agree with this, right? This cannot continue any longer.
No, but they are coming out with a vaccine. It's just that it's going to take a while to distribute it to people and, make sure that enough people have it to where
it may come around even sooner than we think it is, because there's several vaccines right now that are in trial, and at least 2 of them look like they have a 95% promise of working.
But you also got to make enough doses to inoculate everybody, or a good majority of the population. And that's not just here in the U.S. You also got to give it to, so many other countries too. We can't be the only ones who have vaccines.
I think there's some vaccines in Europe that are in trial right now too.
Yeah, it's not going to be overnight though. It's going to take a little while, but hopefully by this time next year things will be relatively back to normal.
Well, and remember, there have been people that really needed some emergency care, and they had to get medicines to them because they some of them were put in the emergency room, and some of them actually came out better than if they didn't take the drugs. So that's another thing. And then, yeah, we'll have to see how that works, because I don't know, it may happen sooner than we think it will.
It's not going to be overnight, but I've heard speculation that they could start distributing the vaccine as early as mid-December. So what's that, like 2.5 weeks now?
Yeah, and this has been, they've been vaccines on this thing for months. Vaccines have been vaccines have been worked on for months now. And I mean, that is interesting. That could happen. You never know. I mean, it could happen. I mean, I've been hearing every day about vaccines that look really, really promising right now.
Yeah, but again, the other issue is not whether or not they work, but how well they get distributed to people.
Right.
So it'll still be a while, but there's promise. There may be light at the end of the
Even though I'm a little bit leery about it, because there are some vaccines, or at least one of the vaccines, that require a chip. I don't like that idea. I do not like that idea.
I think that there's something, say, on Newsmax. I don't think there's any vaccines that do require
No. There is something out there about, I mean, I'm serious, Bob. You got to look at the other side of this thing, because there's a whole nother story that you don't even know about. I don't know where, now don't get me wrong, I don't know where this is coming from, but there is talk about having a chip implanted in patients to administer the vaccine, and I don't like that idea. I hope that doesn't happen.
I don't think that's going to happen.
But then I'm leery about vaccines anyway, because and not, because of how they are administered and because of what's actually in the vaccine. So I'm not going to be rushing to have a vaccine in me anytime soon.
No, I'm not going to be one of the first people who gets it, but if it's 6 months from now and it seems like things are going relatively well, I could see getting it then.
But what I don't understand is, because there are some people that have actually, and this is not a good idea, who have actually volunteered to get the coronavirus injected in them so that they can get immune to them, which I don't think is a good idea at all. But why is it that they haven't figured it out for the flu shot? Because the flu shot has strains of the flu, and if you have enough of that in you, you don't know if that one of the strains is going to make you sick. And why does it have to, I mean, that's a question I have. Why would anybody need to take it every year if it's really a vaccine? That's what I think.
Because the way I understand it, and what do I know about medical science, is that it protects you against a certain strain of the flu. Right?
Yeah, I just don't understand this. Mm-hmm.
Each season there's like a new strain of the flu that'll sort of become dominant, and it's a matter of guessing when they come up with the vaccine, what strain of the flu can they catch this time.
Yeah, it's just very risky.
That's my theory. I don't know enough about medical science, honestly.
Yeah, I just don't think I just don't think that works. I think that there needs to be something done about that, because it wouldn't make sense to me if a strain of something that I don't want in my system is injected back into me just so that I can have immunity to it or get sick from it.
I've never taken a flu shot, and I don't intend to start. But I could see taking the vaccine for coronavirus.
I've only taken the shot once, and nothing happened to me, but I decided that I didn't want to take one again. Especially, and this was a time that my immune system was still building up, and luckily nothing happened with that, but I don't think I want to put my immune system at risk. And
that makes sense.
Yes.
But I just don't want to get the COVID, okay? They were saying something interesting on Joe Rogan the other day. That, was it Joe Rogan? I want to say it was Joe Rogan, but don't quote me on it, because it could have been, a number of other places. That if, let's say I get the vaccine and you don't, it's not that I have to worry about getting sick, but I might have to worry about getting you sick. I don't know. I didn't really understand it, and I probably should have thought that more out before bringing it up. But.
So this is what I heard. What they want to do with this vaccine is that they don't want to inject the virus into people. What they want to do is they want to inject something that makes the body think that they have the virus. Act like the virus, yeah. Not the actual virus, which I think might be a good idea, which I think might actually work. But my question would be, why couldn't they do that with the flu? Inject something that isn't the virus.
Because there's different strains of the flu. And so it's...
No,
so it's not just like every flu is the same.
No, I understand that. And it seems like the flu is a complicated thing, but I mean, it's also a virus that comes around every single year.
True, Jaylo.
And we haven't figured out the influenza thing where you only have to take one shot or one whatever it is to make sure that your body doesn't get it, because that would be good if there was like an influenza pill that you could only take once and it'll be done. You don't get it anymore. I'm just saying, that's the question I would ask.
Yes. Yes, babes. Maybe you should come up with it.
Huh?
I said maybe you should come up with it, Jaylo.
I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't know how to start that because I don't know anything about science when it comes to viruses.
Yes.
I only know what they do. I just don't know, how strains work and things like that and immunity and I don't know. I only know what I know about.
That's good, babes.
Okay.
Okay, Jaylo.
Yes. That's good. Okay, that's good.
Yes. I feel like I will not be able to show you Chappelle's show after what happened this week.
That's unfortunate. Especially since the host of the show discouraged his fans from watching it.
Yes.
And that doesn't happen all the time.
No, that doesn't. And he's doing it. I saw Dave Chappelle's Instagram video, which is really good, and I'd actually like to watch it with you at some point, where he discusses the ins and outs of the Chappelle show and why he doesn't want people watching it now. It was very interesting to me because he breaks it down in a way that really resonated with me about how, hey, listen, everybody thinks that I got rich off of that show, but that's not really the case. And he's going through how nobody wants to renegotiate the contract, and legally they don't have to, but this is something that he can do, to encourage his fans not to watch the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is he saying don't watch the show for a time?
He's saying if you're a fan of his, don't watch the show on streaming sites because he doesn't get paid for it.
Oh, on streaming sites. He's not saying that you can't ever watch the show. He's just saying don't watch it on streaming sites.
That's what he didn't use the word streaming sites, but that's what I got from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's possible I may have seen clips of it because I think my dad liked it.
It was a great show.
One of my relatives liked it. I couldn't remember who it was. It might have been my sister and my dad. I can't remember. One of them.
Oh. But at some point, when you get back to town, we should watch the video he posted talking about Chappelle's show and why he doesn't want people to watch it.
Because because he's done some comedy specials on Netflix, and I'm sure that he's gotten paid for those.
He signed like a $60 million deal with Netflix for, I think, 4 comedy specials, and he put them all out in 1 year. Yeah.
Wow.
He's really talented.
That's impressive.
And he's done other specials.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. Hopefully that changes.
I usually don't like it when a site will take something down because somebody complained, but
Yes.
I think this is an exception to the rule because I liked what he said about how when he told Netflix that he was uncomfortable with the show being up there, that they just took it down. Mm-hmm. I thought that was kind of cool. And that's a good look for him, too.
Yeah. I don't believe in boycotts at all. I think that people should make their own choices. However, because Dave Chappelle was the one who said it, then I can understand why.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, big boys.
Yes. I think that, I can understand that.
Yes, you will. Anyways, maybe I'll show that to you in 6.5 days when I'm over at your place.
Oh, goodness.
Without your relative.
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
That will be... Huh?
Yes. Have you gotten your ticket back yet, babes?
I have not, but I have an idea about when I want to go.
Oh. When are you thinking?
It's just on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because Yeah, if all works out, I could be leaving. I could be leaving Seattle in the morning at around 9:45 in the morning, and getting back to Portland by 2.
That would be great.
Yes, because then
have
I wouldn't be.
You'd have a day and a half to kind of chill out before I came over.
Yes. Yep, and I can get an order started for the next day, even Friday, if I wanted to. We'll have to talk about that. We'll have to talk about that next week once it gets closer. About what we want to do.
Yes.
By the way, do you like this is off subject, but do you like Brussels sprouts?
I'm not a huge fan, to be honest, but I'll eat them on occasion.
I had Brussels sprouts the other night. They were good, but they're kind of bitter. They're not they're probably not going to be my favorite vegetable, but they're good and they're good for you, but they're a little bit bitter.
I would agree with that.
But I do like bean sprouts, and I like asparagus.
Oh, I love asparagus and bean sprouts. I used to, before stores started banning bean sprouts, I used to love to put them on homemade pizza.
That's weird. I'm sorry. That just sounds really weird. Why did they ban bean sprouts?
Apparently there was some sort of like E. coli breakout or something. I forgot, but there was like a couple bad batches of bean sprouts. And this happened maybe 7 years ago. So a lot of stores have started banning them. You can still find them, but you're not going to find them at like Fred Meyer's or even Trader Joe's, I think.
Yeah, I think the best bet is if you want bean sprouts, you'll have to go to an Asian store.
Mm-hmm.
Because when my relatives make something with bean sprouts, I think they get a lot of their ingredients. If they're making something ethnic, for example, I think a lot of their ingredients they get from the Asian store.
Yeah, like you can still find them at Walmart, but they sell them in a can, which is kind of weird.
Oh, ooh. Yeah. I thought maybe they sold them in bags.
Well, back in the day, when you could just walk into a regular supermarket and buy them, that is how they sold them.
Yeah, because as far as I can remember, every time my relative, for example, doesn't matter who it is, if they would cook bean sprouts, they would always be fresh bean sprouts.
Yeah, that's what I prefer.
So good. It's so good. That's unfortunate. I think, now that I think about it, I think yesterday may have been the first time I ever had Brussels sprouts.
Wow.
And they kind of remind me of, they're these round things, and they kind of remind me of mushrooms, the shape of them, but of course they're not.
No, but
they have like this little, and they have like this, they kind of remind me of like having these little husks.
Yes.
Yes.
That's beautiful. Hush boys. But yeah, we'll have a couple of things we can eat when you get back, and shows we can watch. I'm excited to see you again, babes.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. Get in that new bed of yours, test it out, okay?
Okay, I'll leave you in there then.
Oh, what else, babes? What else?
Gotta have fun in there. I'll be on the couch.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you don't like talking about that. I love you, babes.
I love you, too.
Oh, good there, babes. Good there.
No, but I will say that my bed is very comfortable. I really wish that it was an adjustable bed. It would be really cool if it was like one of those sleep number beds.
That sounds like some people have.
Yeah, they're cool. I went to one of the stores one time. What bed was it? It wasn't a sleep number. It was a sleep number?
Was it a Craftmatic?
Yeah, I think it was. Huh?
A Craftmatic?
No, it was a Sleep Number store I went to.
Okay.
And so this guy was doing a demonstration, and I was with a friend of mine at the time, and he said, okay, now lie on this bed, and I'm going to show you how this thing works. And so it was really interesting because he adjusted it to where it was adjusting to the shape of my body. It was really cool. I liked it a lot. But yeah, those things can be really expensive.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But we'll have fun
Well,
next week.
yes, there's also like Select Comfort mattresses and the ones with like the memory foam.
Yes.
Yes, a lot of them.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
How much more of your book do you have to read?
I don't know. I need to go to the table of contents and look because there's a lot of poems and there's some really good stories in there, and I have to see. I think I need to go through the contents again, but I don't think it may not be that long until I'm done.
That would be great. We can start reading more books together then.
Mhm. I can download a couple more that I can read later, and
Yep.
yep, really, really interested in reading The Faith Healers because I think that would be great.
And I would reread George Orwell with you.
Mhm.
You know.
Mhm.
Yes, babes.
Mhm.
Yes, you will. I'm also still in the first book of the LBJ biography.
Ah, okay.
They told some wild stories in there. Like, apparently when he was in college, there was
Mhm.
this group called the Black Stars, and they were all these, like, celebrities, right? They're like the football stars. They ran the school council. So LBJ's friends started this group called the White Stars. And at
Mhm.
first, they weren't going to admit him because he had kind of a loud mouth, and they wanted this
Yes.
group to be secretive. But
Mhm.
eventually, he got in there, and he convinced them to run somebody for president of the school. I was telling all these like inside things he would do, so he realized that they didn't need to get a huge amount of votes because not that many people were that interested in the student election. So he went after these specific groups. And it talked about all these like weird things like the White Stars had a rule that no more than two of them could be seen together at one time. The author wrote this book like 40 years after, the White Star started, and he said even then he had trouble getting people to participate when it came to talking about organization.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good.
So it's an interesting book.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yes, babes.
It does sound like it. Very good.
What are you doing now, babes?
I'm sitting on the floor.
Okay, you sounded distracted for a second, so I wasn't sure. How's it
No,
feel?
I was just moving around because I was looking for something.
What are you looking for?
I was looking for my Melaleuca oil. I need to get more
Oh,
of that.
that's good stuff.
So
I've
good.
been using.
It's very good. It's good for infections. It's good for I even use it for acne. It's good.
Yeah, I like it.
It works just like, I'm not sure what the difference is between that and tea tree oil because it smells the same and it feels the same.
Nice, babes. Alana, I'm curious.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Have you been able to listen to any music since you left Portland?
Not really. I mean, no. What I should have done was I should have downloaded some audio files from my computer. But no, I haven't. I mean, there is music in some of the things on TV I've been watching. That's about it.
So I'm curious, without going into too many details, the relatives that you're staying with, are they music people or no?
Yes, they are. They are. Yes.
Oh.
Now this morning, I guess if you can count that, I was watching a Filipino variety show, and they're kind of fun to watch. And there was music on that, actually. Now that I think about it, some of them sang. It's fun. It's a fun thing to watch.
Well, that's good.
Yes, they are definite music people.
Nice. I was listening to KCRW this morning before Mornings Become Eclectic starts. And every Friday they do this 10-minute program now since the start of the pandemic called Private Playlist. The way it works is they interview an artist and all they talk about is what music they've been listening to recently. So that was pretty cool.
Very good.
Today they interviewed the rapper Duckworth.
Oh wow.
I'm not familiar with his music, but I knew some of the artists that he had mentioned, which is kind of cool. But I got a little bit upset because right after the segment, they had Ann Litt from Mornings Become Eclectic, and she was talking about what was on KCRW yesterday, and she said, "Oh, and we hope you caught that marathon we had of Private Playlist yesterday." And it's like, oh, if I knew that was going to be on, I would have listened to it.
Oh, that's okay.
Because I love hearing what musicians are listening to. You know.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
Well, that is unfortunate, but yeah, it is kind of cool to know what people are listening to. So I remember one time I was listening to this classical station, and that they have so much beautiful selections, and they were going to play like music from I think it was called the space, like music from like sci-fi stuff, like the Space Odyssey. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool, actually. And I didn't get to hear it, but that's okay.
Yes. What's cool now is you can record radio stations. And had I known that they were going to do that marathon of Private Playlist, I would have recorded it and gave it to you.
Here's kind of a cool story that I remember. I'll never forget this. So I was taking a class called it was called a capstone class, which is the very last class that I take when finishing my time at the university I was at in Seattle Pacific University. And this girl in my class decided to do a presentation. I don't remember who the composer was, but she did a music thing where she kind of connected it, and towards the end of the presentation, she connected it to the Star Wars theme. That was kind of cool.
Oh, that's neat.
It was really fun how she did that, and I thought, whoa, I wasn't expecting that at all. Yes.
I like little surprises like that.
Yes, and we each had to pick, we each had to do a presentation on a work that was on a list of works that my professor had, and yeah, it was good. It was a really, really interesting class.
Nice big voice.
Mm-hmm.
What made you decide to watch a Filipino variety show this morning?
It was on.
Okay.
It was on downstairs, and there was a couple of shows. There was like a Filipino morning show, they were giving tribute to somebody who was celebrating their 60th birthday.
Like
and then I don't know if that person was an actor. I wasn't familiar with who that was. And then there's a show right after that called Showtime. It's been around for like, I don't know, 10 or 11 years. And it's like one of the biggest variety shows that they have. And they're super fun. Sometimes they have games, sometimes they have singing competitions, sometimes the hosts sing on the show, or they interview people. It's a fun show. So there's dancing. Sometimes people dance. Yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of fun to watch.
Yes.
Mhm.
Jaylo.
Yes.
Did you have a fun conversation over Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah, half the time I didn't understand it because my relatives were talking in Filipino. But Tagalog. Or, if it wasn't Tagalog, it was another dialect.
Yes. By the way.
Which is their dialect. Yes?
Sorry to interrupt you, but the other thing I found out earlier this week about Dave Chappelle is his wife is Filipino.
Yes, that's right. I remember you told me that.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
There's a clip of him online talking about his wife.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I knew she was Asian, but I didn't know that she was Filipino until this week.
Right. Yes. We are like the Mexicans of Canada, if you can imagine it.
Okay.
Yeah. We're different than we seem to be different than any Asian culture that you would see in Asia.
Because usually in Asian cultures, the people are really intelligent and good at math.
Hey.
I'm just having fun.
What are you trying to say?
No. I was just making sure you're paying attention.
Hey, I heard that.
No, babe, I'm just having fun with you, babe.
That is not.
No, it's just joking.
You're lucky you are lucky I have a good sense of humor and I can kind of laugh it off. Yeah. Well, I will say in response to that you are smarter than the average half Polynesian person.
Thank you. I hope so. Thank you, babes.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I was just kidding too, and I was just seeing if you were listening. But I interrupted.
There's something.
Yes.
Yes, you did interrupt me.
Yes.
Say
so over Thanksgiving dinner last night, it sounds like you were left out of the conversation a lot.
No, I was just kind of observing and eating, and it was just kind of we were taking a lot of pictures. It was just kind of funny because I had I think 1.5 pieces of cheesecake on my plate that I didn't realize that I had that much cheesecake, and I wasn't left out. I was just eating and enjoying the food, and then one of my relatives asked me, "Can you stand? Can you still walk?" It's like, "Oh yeah." It's like, "Yeah, you had a lot of cheesecake." I also had I can say this now. I had pork and beans, rice, and salad, beef brisket, which was really, really tender and really good. I think it was roasted. It was delicious. And then we had some veggies, there was some broccoli in there, and it was a really good dinner. We didn't have any turkey this time, which is okay because we're gonna make up for that for Christmas.
Yes, we are.
A lot.
2 pounds.
A lot. But it'll be good because I'll get my turkey fill for the year. And then after that, I don't want any turkey until the next year. By the way.
What?
By the way, do you have any any suggestions on how we can make the turkey moister?
Yes, I do.
Because sometimes people,
that's the problem.
sometimes, yes.
And I actually do, I'm like the exception to the rule. I don't mind dry turkey, but I know that's a big thing with people, and I like it better with moisture. So there are a couple of things. We rub it in like butter.
That would be good, yes.
Keep it moist.
Yes.
We put like a hot lemon inside the cavity of it. We also cover it up in tin foil, and I think those things should help us have a moisture turkey. Now, keep in mind, I've never roasted a whole turkey before, so we'll see how this goes. But right now, those are my theories about how to do it.
Well, and then another thing is that we have to carve it. I've never carved a turkey before in my life.
That's not that hard.
It's not that hard? Okay. We're going to have to debone it.
Yeah, that's not that hard.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
It just sounds like it would be. I don't know. Like deboning a chicken sounds very hard. It sounds hard to do, but I know it can be done.
That's part of the. I mean, if you do it right, that I consider that part of the carving process, really.
Now I did hear that if you.
I look at those as the same thing, carving and deboning.
Now I did hear that if you wanted to make a really good turkey soup, you save all the bones. All the turkey bones, and then you cook them and you make them into like a bone broth.
Well, you could like really do gravy that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about the innards, are you talking about the bones?
Well, when you get a whole animal like a turkey or let's say a chicken, it usually has like bones that were broken off that are stuffed into the cavity. And we would just have to take those. But a lot of times people will make gravy with the innards.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that when it gets closer. I don't know about the innards, but it might actually taste really good.
Yeah.
With that, so.
Or you could just make a hat out of them, and you could wear it when you go back to
Ew. Ugh. What's that thing in your head? How come it smells?
Innards.
Yes.
Yes, big boys.
Yes, that's going to be interesting.
It'll be fun, though.
It will be. I'm interested in making real turkey sandwiches. Not that lunch meat turkey is bad, but actually having real turkey on bread sounds delicious to me.
Yeah, they don't compare.
Yes, that's right. Having real roast beef on bread, having real turkey on bread. It's now I heard that that wild turkeys are really good. I never had it, but I heard it's and the turkey skin. I heard the turkey skin is really good to have.
On a wild turkey? That does not surprise me.
No, on turkey, period.
Oh yeah, you've had skin on turkey, right?
I believe I did. I'm talking about like the actual skin, like taking off the crunchy skin and eating it. I don't think I have had the actual skin by itself.
You've never done. Okay. Interesting, Bates. Interesting.
No, I said I don't think I've had the actual skin off of it by itself.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's what I mean. Well, what do you think I was talking about?
I thought you meant that you've never had turkey skin before, in general.
No. I'm sure I have. I've had a lot of turkey, but not the actual skin off of it by itself. Yes. And I heard it's really good and really crispy and.
But you would know, even if you've tasted it when it was still on the turkey, though, whether you liked it or not. Yes. But you don't.
I'm trying to remember if I did. I don't know because I don't know because if I did have the skin, it would have been a lot crunchier, a lot crispier.
That is so weird to me that you.
I don't remember if
I don't think that you've ever had turkey skin.
I mean, I've had the inside of the turkey, like the softer part of the turkey.
Right.
But not the actual. Yeah, I don't know. Don't quote me on that though. I'm not sure.
Okay, babes. What kind of special?
Because I'm thinking about. Hey.
Well, go ahead, babes. I'm listening.
No, because I'm thinking about like a chicken, right? You can have a chicken that's skinless. And
right, but if you're gonna roast a chicken, it usually has skin on it.
Yes, I know that, but I've never had it. I don't believe I've had a roasted turkey. Is what I'm trying to say.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe I have, and if I did have it, I didn't know it. Yes, that's what I mean, folks.
Okay, babes.
Yes.
Yes, babes. I'm glad I know that, Jaylo.
But I am excited to try it because the skin is the best part of an animal like chicken.
Right.
Num num. Num
And
num
then
num.
back to taking a meat vacation after that for me.
Yes.
Yes, for a few months.
Yes. Yeah, I can go like. I can probably go a whole entire year, almost a whole year, without eating any steaks. Or,
Yeah, that's just one type of meat, though.
yes,
You want
or
to do
burgers.
a challenge this time? Should we go 2021 without any meat, both of us?
I'm not going to do that with you, sorry. I'm not going to do that with you. I'm going to tell you right now that that's not going to happen with me.
Fair enough. I just thought
Now, if you want to do that, that's totally fine, but I can tell you right now that I cannot accept that challenge.
Okay, babes.
I'm sorry. That's just not going to happen.
That's okay, Jaylo.
I like meat, and when I can get it, I will have it. But of course, I'm not going to eat it every day. Believe me, it's not going to happen. But yeah, so I cannot accept that challenge. I'm sorry. Because I know I'm going to fail miserably. Yes.
Yes, babes.
Mhm.
Yes. Jaylo,
Yes.
have you had any drink recently?
I have not. Not since the last dream I had.
Well, that's usually how it works, babes.
I know that. What do you didn't think I know that?
Okay,
Yeah, you're being particularly ornery this morning.
you know what I think it is, babes? It's been so long since I've seen you that I just feel like disconnected from the world, and I need to be around my girl.
Is that your way of saying that you're having some withdrawals?
Yeah, babes. So I need to see
you. Yeah. One sign of withdrawals from Jaylo. Loneliness.
Loneliness, babes. That's why we're hang out next week, babes. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Bubba. I gotta order some more of those Pepperidge Farm cookies because I love those things. Oh, I love those things.
The pirouettes?
The pirouettes.
Pirouettes, yeah.
Pirouettes,
not pirouettes. Yeah, they are.
Not pirouettes.
Under
I don't know.
$5 for a thing of them on at Walmart.
Nice. So I heard that they're like a real pirouette. I heard, isn't that something that like cheerleaders do?
I have no clue.
Like I had to find out what that is. They have some interesting names for cookies. Like one of their cookies is called Sausalitos with like the white chocolate macadamia nut ones. And then they have Montauk, which is another cookie, and then they have Milanos, which are one of my favorite ones, the oval-shaped ones. And then the oval-shaped ones with the chocolate in the middle. And then they have another one called Brussels, which are kind of like these thin and crispy ones. And then, yeah, they have different.
What's the name of the one they have with like the chocolate on top, and like the little nuts.
Oh, those are the Genevas, those thin cookies. They have chocolate on top, and there's the Genevas are really good.
Those are really good.
You know which ones I like, Bubs? Like when you get the cookie collection and you have the sandwich cookies with the chocolate in the middle.
Those are good.
Oh my goodness, those are so good.
You know what? They have one. It's not a chocolate. It doesn't have any chocolate, so you might be surprised that I like it. But it's like these little like round shaped cookies that are kind of like buttery when you bite into them.
Oh, I think I've had those. You know what I really like too? Yeah, I think I've had those. The ones that I really like are you ever had those square butter cookies that are like they're kind of like these buttery shortbread cookies and they have chess pieces on them?
Yeah, those
They're
are
called
okay.
chessmen. I love those. Those are good. Those are really good.
I could live without them, but I hear you, babes. I feel you.
They also have these the ones that are shaped like the pirouettes, but they're a little bit fatter. And I don't know what they're called, but they're really good. They come in the cookie collection ones.
Yeah, those are the ones I'm talking about, babes.
They're kind of buttery.
To me, they taste kind of buttery.
Yeah, I love those ones. They kind of melt in your mouth, and they're yeah. I don't know what those are, but those are really good.
Yes, they are, Jaylo.
Yeah, I love the Pepperidge Farm cookies because they're all different. They're all different. But you know what cookies I don't like anymore?
What's that?
I don't like Chips Ahoy cookies anymore. Except for like maybe the red velvet kind, but I don't like them anymore. They taste really dry.
Yeah, I hear you. I think maybe it's just because you're a little bit older now, so maybe your taste palette is more sophisticated.
I still love Oreos. Those are like one of my favorite ones, especially when they're cold. I love Oreos. I love the Keebler cookies because they're different too. I like the fudge stripe ones or the fudge shop cookies are really good. Have you ever tried those fudge cookies with mint?
I think so.
Yeah, they're like they're the Keebler kind where they come in a box and they're square. They kind of remind me, you know what, Buzz? They kind of remind me of those chocolate mint cookies you get from Walmart.
Oh yeah, I have had those. I have had the Keebler ones.
Oh, they also remind me of the Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies. Those are like one of my favorites. Oh, so good. So good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so good. We can have a cookie party.
I'm good with that, babes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, gee.
Yeah, so many good ideas about what to have.
As we sit down and watch Fresh Prince Reunion, some DS9, and some good movies.
Yes.
Yes.
And now that I have a nice coffee table, we won't have to always eat in the kitchen.
That's good.
Yes.
Yes.
And eventually, whenever I get a table in the dining room, that will come after. That will come later.
Yeah, it'll come when it comes. I'm not too worried about it.
Okay, yeah, because I can handle eating on 2 boxes in the dining room, no problem. I can work it out.
Very good, babes.
I can work it out, okay.
Yes, just don't start a food fight.
No food fight. No, because then I have to clean it up.
Yes.
Then I have to clean up the mess.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it on Sunday right before I go home then.
No! I am not going to allow any food fights in my own apartment. No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Because if you do that, that means I'm going to have to make you clean up.
No, but that's why we do it right before I go home.
No! No. Hey, if you want to have a food fight in your apartment, that's fine, but I do not want that in my apartment.
Okay, babe, so is this an idea?
No. I think it's so fun to watch sitcoms where they have food fights because I'm like, ooh, that sounds fun, but very, very messy.
Yes,
And then they have to go, and then they have to go back in their dressing room to change.
Yeah, I wonder how that works. Like, because sometimes when you record a TV show, something will go wrong. Like, right, the sound won't be right, or the dialogue will be a little bit off. So, like, if somebody has to say something in the middle of a food fight and they forget their lines and they have to reshoot it, I wonder how long that takes to clean everybody off and to, like, get the set decorated again, to start from the beginning.
Right, exactly. I don't know. That is an interesting question, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
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 That's true.
That's true, babes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, books.
Yes, babes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to discuss?
No. I can't think of anything. What about you?
There were some movies I watched this week. I don't know if you want to get into this now or the next time we talk, but I did watch the films Lady Bird and Crimson Tide.
Yeah, we can talk about a little bit of those. Yep.
Okay, so a couple of days ago, I want to say on Wednesday, I was reading the Lyndon Johnson book, and they were talking about when he met his wife, Lady Bird Johnson. And I remembered that there was this movie that came out a couple of years ago with the sister from Roseanne, Laurie Metcalf, and it was called Lady Bird. So I stopped reading the book for a second, and I Googled the movie, and I saw that it was on Netflix, which is kind of a rare thing now because more and more movies are being taken off of it. So I put it on thinking that, is this going to be about Lady Bird Johnson? But it's actually a comedy about this, like, girl who's in high school and her experience with her parents. She insists that everybody calls her Lady Bird, even though her name is Christina. And it's not the best movie ever made, but it's pretty good.
But you said that there was a lot of funny parts in it.
Yes. And Laurie Metcalf plays her mom, and they have a complicated relationship because the daughter wants people to think that they're rich, and Laurie Metcalf is like, we don't have any money for any of these things. And she's kind of like the disciplinarian of the household. There's this one scene where Lady Bird is dating this guy that she met in, like, the drama department, right?
Oh, geez. Okay.
And he's a nice guy. He's gay, but she doesn't know that at this time. And his family is, like, super rich. So he comes over to pick her up for Thanksgiving. And Lady Bird wants to make an entrance. So he comes in the house, sits down, and he's talking to the parents. He says to them, "Oh, it's funny, I actually passed a set of train tracks coming over here." And Lady Bird always said that she lived on the wrong side of the tracks.
That is really funny.
Yeah. Then they go to the grandmother's house for Thanksgiving, and you find out that it's this house that Lady Bird, along with her best friend, used to stand outside of and say that they wanted to live in this house one day.
Oh, wow.
So eventually, she finds out that this guy is gay, so they have to break up, obviously, right? So he's a nice guy, but they can't be together.
Obviously.
She is attracted to this other guy who's in a band. She tells him that she knows somebody who he knows, but she doesn't really know this girl. But so she befriends her at school, and she says, "You know that really big blue house? That's where I live." So one day, Lady Bird is skipping school, and her new friend calls and says, "Hey, I'm right in front of your house." And she knocks on the door, and then it just the scene goes to them talking in Lady Bird's real kitchen, and the friend's like, "Why didn't you tell me that you didn't live there?"
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Yesterday morning, I watched Crimson Tide with Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman.
Oh, you said that was a really good movie.
Yeah, directed by Tony Scott, and Quentin Tarantino worked on the screenplay for the movie with somebody else. But it's not the best movie ever made, but for a 90s action movie, I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, wow. And you said it was based on the war, right?
It's not really based on the war. It's sort of like it's about war. It's about basically the premise is there's this radical guy in Russia who's challenged in the army, and Denzel Washington is recruited to be a first officer on this Navy submarine that's a warship. Gene Hackman is the commanding officer. So, like, Denzel Washington is this kind of like this, like, egghead, right? Like, he reads a lot, and he's very familiar with, like, philosophy and stuff like that. And Gene Hackman is more of the, let's go in the war and let's, like, fight. So, the submarine is underground. There's these, like, Russian ships that attack their communication system. They get a message, but because the communication system has been attacked, they're disagreeing on how to interpret the message. And Denzel Washington is saying, hey, we have to bring the submarine up so that we can get the full message. Gene Hackman is saying, no, we have our orders. We have to launch these nuclear weapons because for all we know, this guy got control of the Russian military, and we're now at war. So there's a mutiny on the ship because of that, because some of the people side with Denzel, some of the people side with Gene Hackman, and some of the people just think that they side with them because they think that the other person didn't follow proper protocol. So it's a pretty good movie. It's a fun movie to watch on Thanksgiving morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, babes.
That's right.
And that's what I've been watching.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Very good, babes. Very good. Well, babes, I think we've had a good conversation. How do you feel about it?
It was very good. It was very good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And we'll have more in person very soon.
I'm looking forward to that.
That's right.
What are you going to get into now?
There's something I gotta look for online. Might watch a little TV again. And probably eat again. Oh yes.
What are you thinking about?
What I'll be doing.
What are you thinking about watching on TV?
I'm not sure yet. I do not know.
Okay.
We'll just have to see what's on.
Well, I hope you find something good.
Oh, I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will.
There we go, babes.
That's right.
Well, I love you, Jaylo.
I love you too, and I hope anyone listening had a wonderful Thanksgiving and the day after.
Yes. Yes, Jaylo.
Yes.
All right, babes. Unless there's anything else you want to say, if there is, you can. But.
Oh. Okay. Well, I will say that I will get a hold of you later.
Sounds good.
And I hope everyone has a good rest of their day. And for now, I will say goodbye.
Sounds good, babes. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
All right, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.